That's the other thing people look at.
Okay, we got it. All right. Sorry about that. It wasn't letting us load up. What up?
Okay, good. Here, everybody's there.
Hopefully we didn't lose too many of you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Let's steer volume 1 second. Can you guys hear us? Comment if you can hear us.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yes, 100. Awesome. It's working.
All right.
Okay, good.
Everybody who's here, type in the chat. Let's go.
Yes, they can hear us. Thumbs up. Awesome. Yes, sir. Let's go.
There we go. Good.
Okay, good. Woohoo. God, it just took a minute.
It took a minute to load up. We were sitting here freaking out going, man, after all that work.
Okay, so this is a good visual right here. And then when you're doing it, look, I'll go like this.
Okay.
So when you're talking, we'll have it.
Black gloves. Right over the corner.
You know what I mean? So I'll put it down.
All right. So everybody looks like we're almost ready to go here.
Just give a minute, let everybody hop
I'm letting everybody hop on because it had a little bit of a lag there.
Yeah.
So
So it's kind of long.
how many people on here have their tissue culture kits? Loud and clear.
Okay, good.
Type tissue culture kit if you bought a tissue culture kit.
Mm-hmm. Someone just named Heather's trying to sign on.
Bear with me, guys. I'm just giving people messages while we get ready here. Everybody's trying to get on right now, so.
Yeah, just give us a little check-in. Yeah, I love that everybody's chiming in. That way I know who's here. Sorry that you guys are seeing my eyeball, but the letters are so tiny.
We are live right now, guys. Some people can't get on. I'm not sure why.
Finally. Yeah, it took a minute with the reception, guys. It wasn't us. We were here and ready at 6:30. It's just we could not get on regarding reception. It took forever to load.
So we're just going live real quick and we'll get started, guys. We got everything ready to go.
Okay, I see everybody signing on. We're just going to wait 2 to 3 more minutes until we can wait till everybody signs on, just because we couldn't get signed on immediately. So let's just be patient. Make sure everybody gets on board.
I'm gonna need something probably to hold that. That thing ain't gonna stay there.
I had used the, you want to use this bottle like I did? Here. Use this one because you have to use that. Liquid, right there.
Thank you.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, because you need to use that glass container.
What up, guys?
Back it up a little bit.
That's fine.
Okay.
So we're live right now on Instagram and we're on the YouTube channel. If people are trying to get on and they're not able to, just go back to my Instagram link, re-click it, you'll get a confirmation and the link should be on there.
If you bought a tissue culture or embryo rescue kit, please comment tissue culture kit or embryo kit in the comment section so we know that you guys are on board.
Yes, we're live.
Thank you for doing this. Yes, yes. We don't do free webinars. Everybody knows that we're not cheap. So those of you that are here, you're pretty privileged because they know me and I am not cheap. So be grateful that he's doing this for free. Glad everybody's chimed in and has their kits.
Yes, everybody who purchased kits and jumped in, we're grateful. I really want you to learn and figure this out because I've been doing this for a long time. Everybody's trying to get in.
And those of you that are saying no kit yet, it's okay. This webinar is to see if this is for you or not. So you don't need a
Go to
kit.
my link in my bio and re-click it.
The people that have the
You should get an add-on.
kits are the ones that are serious and that need help to ready to go. But it's okay if you don't have a kit. That's why
it's okay if you don't have a kit.
Yes.
Tonight, we're really focusing on people who don't have the ability to create their own medium. That's why I made the kit. A lot of people don't have the ability to have a hood and have an autoclave. So this class tonight is primarily for people who have bought the kit who don't have the ability. There's a class coming up in another 2 weeks. It will cover more detailed about media preparation, my protocols, my SOPs, and hormones, etc. I'm going to cover a little bit of that tonight, but mainly we're doing embryo rescue. We're doing sterilization initiation on some nodes, and we're going to cover contamination protocols to keep your stuff from getting infected. Because like I said in some of my videos earlier, no matter what you do in tissue culture, you're going to get infections. So you have to learn to make media. That's the goal. You don't want to buy it from me or someone else. You want to learn to figure this out yourself. Mm-hmm. The YouTube isn't working. I got a ton of people on here right now. I'm not sure why some people are not able to get on, but we have a lot of people in our
chat that's going
in our chat right now.
On.
So all I can tell you is if you're not linked, go to my link in my bio and re-tap. It'll give you a confirmation and hit that. It should take you right to the page.
Yeah, because now I'm getting new ones. Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people it's not working for. All you got to do is go to the link in the bio, hit join. It's going to send you a confirmation, and that link is in there. We're waiting for everybody.
Yep.
I'm going to give it about 5 or 6 minutes here before we get started. So everybody, bear with me. Get your plant material ready. Get your seeds ready.
Get your kits ready. Yeah, I said 2 to 3 minutes, but more people are coming on now. So
I got plant material here ready to go. This is something, if you're doing tissue culture, we're going to do that next. But these are some of the pieces if you want to put in. What I suggest, some good sized pieces to start with. Okay. We're going to cover these right after we do some embryo rescue. All right. Embryo rescue is going to be first. And I've got some genetics right here that I did last night. I did the seeds last night. I popped 3 different packs. We used our 1% peroxide solution. There's no magic in it. Everybody thinks there's a magic trick to the embryo rescue. It's not. I've talked to a few students today. I really think the majority of the secrecy is sterile water, clean water. It's crazy. Sorry, people still keep chiming in. They can't get into the event, but we've got a chat room full of people, so I'm not sure why some are able to get in and others aren't.
And some aren't. Well, that's why I said to go live, because the people that can't go, they're going to hunt on IG. So there you go.
So again, the embryo rescue it's not a secret or a gimmick. It's hard work, but it really allows you to save and capture some of those strains that would otherwise be lost. I've said this before, but I love popping seeds the old way in a paper towel and a baggie. I would prefer to do that, but I've noticed, and I'm sure everybody else has too, a decline in how your beans pop lately. Things don't pop like they used to. You used to get tails and nice development. Now it sucks. It's like you feel like everything's a dud. The water is so contaminated now that it creates havoc on your embryos. Sterile water is simply cooked, meaning no bacteria, no enzymes, nothing alive to create that little boogery, jello-y shit that gets around your seeds and causes infection. That's the biggest problem, in my opinion. The seeds are already old or weak. They've used up all their energy inside the embryo from being old. So it doesn't help. Good? Mm-hmm. You really, I kind of lost my train of thought there. Sorry, guys. But the embryo rescue kit, it's just designed to really save those genetics that would be otherwise lost. And I feel like the shell gets super hard the older the seeds are. So soaking the plants in sterile water and peroxide, oxygenated, it's basically really oversaturating with oxygen to help that seed pop out. That's the secret, the sterile water. So get yourself an autoclave and start cooking water, because you'll have much better results on your genetics right there, just having clean water. There's no secret in the media. The media is simple cytokine and auxin ratios. I can't wait to it. Sorry. People keep chiming in here. I have to turn that thing off. The kits are primarily, again, designed for tissue culture. I started utilizing them for embryo rescue when I had a few seeds that were, every time I put them in a rock wool or put them in soil, they would just either get an infection or they wouldn't make it on me. When I'm getting a little tiny tip that pokes out, I found that by sticking it into the agar, that they would take off. It worked. It was an experiment I tried one day, and I just started messing around, and I had some success. I've had a shit ton of failure as well. It doesn't always work easy. It's a pain in the butt. There's a lot of infection probability inside of tissue culture, so you have to be prepared for that. So back to the media preparation, you're going to want to learn the media. Everybody asks me, what's your protocol? What's your secret sauce? There is a foundation, but there's no secret. Every strain requires a different protocol. You literally have to learn each strain, and you have to run them through A/B tests to figure out what's ideal. If I give you something and you take it and run it, you're like, well, he sucks. He doesn't know what he's doing. Your particular cultivar, your water, your environment, all those things add up. You really have to have a protocol per strain, okay? So let's see here. I want to make sure I'm acknowledging everybody.
The ones that aren't, they're commenting, I see you. They're saying they can't get on YouTube, they'll watch here. Perfect.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the YouTube link. I'm not sure. We got a bunch of people in, and I got a bunch of people that can't get in. Just go back to my Instagram link, hit the link in the bio again. It'll rejoin you in the confirmation.
I'm live, he's live, so people that can't get on YouTube, we're both live on our Instagrams.
So I popped seeds last night. Some from 95, some from 2010, and some for relatively recently. And like always, it's been almost 24 hours and nothing. Absolutely nothing. No pop, and I got a little bit of cracking. Same here. I got a little bit showing. And I really don't like leaving them more than 24 hours because I feel like after 24 hours, you end up possibly drowning or damaging the embryo. Had to go back to Instagram. It's not showing live. Oh, it's weird. I've got 50 people on here right now. It's live.
Yeah, people keep joining.
It's live. I don't know what's going on. Yes, depleted oxygen. I see that, Christian. Yeah, I see a lot of people saying they're having difficulty getting in. I'm gonna cover some more stuff. I know people are here. So basically, again, I put these in last night. A lot of them didn't pop. So at this point, what are you going to do? They're basically going to be lost. So I basically take them under the microscope, or I just put them with my glasses. I can actually just dump them out here and cut them out and place them in the agar. Does that always work? No. It takes a lot of pain in the butt movement. I found that burying them too deep. The link is working by registration again, so everybody give it a shot. I've just had people confirm. If you go to the link in the bio, hit it, redo it, it'll let you back in. So the agar, when you put the seeds in there, you don't want to bury them. Burying them is not good. I simply like to put the tip. I've had good luck actually flipping them upside down on their head and they grow. It really just depends on the strength of the embryo, how strong it is, if it's going to survive in here. This is just a sterile way. They don't get infection, meaning the way I do it with the peroxide. That's a disinfectant. I don't want people bleaching your seeds or using alcohol on your seeds. I don't do that. That's recommended if you think you got a real serious problem, but sterile water and peroxide will sterilize the seeds good enough so once you put them in the culture, they should be nice and clean. I haven't had a problem with that. Okay. So does anybody got seeds they're ready to work on? How to start the seeds again? The seeds starts is basically, it's a 1% hydrogen peroxide with sterile water. So in 30 mils of water, I'd add 15 mils of peroxide. That's what I put. That's my sterilization protocol for popping seed. There's no secret. We were adding a little bit of gibberellic acid, but I didn't notice much, and I've heard too many negative things about gibberellic acid. So now it's just sterile water and peroxide at 1%. It's nothing fancy. Again, the more you learn about water, sterile water is everything. The sterile water is literally the secret. Get yourself an autoclave, cook your water, your seed success will take off. But for the ones that are difficult, I have definitely utilized this system and it works. I was in my lab having problems, things were failing, I'm losing seed after seed. After a while, I just started cracking them out of the shell and tossing them in, trying different mixture ratios, and we've had some very good success. So hopefully you guys got some seeds, you're ready to go. 3% peroxide, yes. I'm using 3% peroxide. I use 15 mils of that into 30 mils of sterile water. if you have a plant that's already in flower, it's very hard to get it in culture when it's got flower and stuff on it. You literally want to, you really want to have a piece that's been vegged to put back in. Otherwise, it's hard to clean and sterilize a plant that's flowering, okay? Clean water and hydrogen peroxide, 1%. 30 mils of sterile water, 15 mils of peroxide, all right? Distilled water, no. The distilled water is crap. It's still got shit in it. I've used distilled water, purified water. All the water sucks. Unless it's sterilized in an autoclave, it's cooked, you're going to have a problem. It's not if, it's when. So if you really want the secret to popping beans, get yourself some good water. That's made a huge difference. I noticed a little boogery slime that I'm getting on my seeds with crappy water. I don't get that with the sterile water. They don't get that booger. They don't get that film. It's way, way better. So I get a way healthier start. So for the ones that don't pop, all I do, I've had some people come on and tell me they put them in their mouth and crack them with their teeth. And I heard something about this is crazy, but the enzyme actually helps them fucking grow. I don't know. It sounds nuts, but nothing is wrong with the way you decide to germinate seeds. Everybody's like, oh, you can't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. I've been doing this since I was 14. I'm 55. Experimentation has led me to where I am. Failure, a lot, but figuring it out and moving forward, okay?
But do we recommend using your spit? No, we recommend using the sterilizer.
Don't use your spit. I mean, I know people can do that. I've heard kimchi is a great soaking solution. I really think a lot of the secret lies in the pre-soaking solution. Giving the plant something that's lacking from being inside the seed for so long. It's missing sugars, it's missing things that it put into the shell as protective coating. So me and my friend were discussing this. The best thing for now is sterile water and peroxide. If you get them to crack, get them in the agar, and if they've got a chance, it's going to happen in this sterile, fertile environment. If you put them in a paper towel or dirt or even rock wool, I swear to you, it's just a pain in the ass. 10-year-olds, 10-year-old seeds are tough. It is not easy. A flowering material, yeah, I don't know. You just don't want to mess with flowering material. You want to re-veg, get some pieces off that, and put it into culture, okay? You don't want to use tap water, no, for the autoclave. Tap water is just so full of crap, it'll mess up. You don't want tap water. You got to at least use distilled or purified to put into the autoclave, okay? Hey, you'd be surprised. I love experimentation. This is the beauty, except most people can't afford to experiment. You go out of business. I have the luxury. I can do a little bit of that in the situation I'm in. And the experimentation failure is how you learn the fastest. You just got to find the way out and move forward. But a lot of the stuff that I do now has come through massive amounts of failure. Okay, so don't be afraid to experiment and try new things. Okay, I'm going to quit talking. I think everybody's on. I'm going to quit flapping here. So I've got beans in here, and there's a little bit of a tail. I'm not going to try to show it to you because it's this camera situation. But there's a little bit. There's one on here that's got a decent, I see one in here that's got a little bit of a tail. Right at the bottom there. There's been a debate whether to take out the embryo, take the sac off, or leave it in. I have found that the sac seems to be infectious. It seems to cause infection when I put it in. So I just pop it out. I like popping it right out. All I'm going to do is dump it here on my little paper towel. Dump all my seeds out. If I don't read your comments for a minute, give me a second here. Babe, if you want to read them, you can just, if people have questions.
They can't see over here on your camera.
Okay. I'll pop those out of the way.
Just put that over.
So I've got my seeds here.
Yeah, I just want everybody to watch right now and we'll save the questions for after.
Got me a nice little pair. I use these bent ones. For some reason, I like the way they grab. All I'm going to do is grab me a scalpel here and dig in and pop it out. There's no secret to this. It's patience and time. I go along the seam and I basically cut it out. Put a little squeeze on it, but you got to, I've cut thousands of seeds, so don't be afraid. I know you guys got expensive seeds. Practice on some ones that you're not so worried about, okay? So all I'm going to do is come in here and pop this thing open and try to pull an embryo out for you, okay? And show you. Again, we're not even in a hooded area right now. I'm going to plop these in under the hood. You got to be really careful when you're doing this because you will cut the embryo right in half. It can be a real pain in the ass. And I'm just going to send you the seeds and let you do it. It's not easy, guys. I spent a lot of time. Look, I think I shot her. Did I shoot it?
I don't know.
I did. Hang on. Hang on. It happens. They go flying, guys.
Let me turn this around so I can zoom in.
They go flying if you're not careful, okay?
There we go.
I caught it. So all I'm going to do now is try to dig it out without smashing it. It's a lot of work, guys. This really is a lot. And you don't get success a lot of the times. It's a lot, okay? I'm simply holding the shell, trying to pop that embryo out. There it comes. There we go. See it? There she is. It's a lot of work. I've popped so many of these. It's a pain in the ass. You can use a microscope if you want, but all I'm doing is scoring the seam, getting it to crack a little bit, and using the tool to spread it and pop it open and dig it out. That's it. And you can use the test tube if you want, if you just got a couple, or you can put it in the round. I prefer the test tubes unless I got a whole lot. And I'm going to hold this thing upside down so nothing falls inside of it. No dirty air, no nothing, okay? That's the best way to use your stuff if you're not operating under a hood. It's when stuff falls inside of your test tube from being upright, it's a problem, okay? I'm simply going to grab this, drop her in. That's it. Let it sit in there. I will let this sit in there for roughly about 12 to 24 hours, and I'll come in and I'll adjust it. I'll mess with it. Meaning I either poke the tail down in the medium a little bit and I just kind of observe it. And you'll notice within a day or two, if it starts opening up, it's a good sign you're going to have something successful. Most of this depends on the embryo itself. If it's got life in it, it's going to pop. I just went through all those seeds someone sent me and I only got 2 seeds to pop this way. Otherwise, she popped so many, I popped so many. I mean, and I tried them in paper towels, everything, didn't get anything. It worked in the embryo kit. I saved the AK-47 using this exact method. It worked for me, okay? It's not easy, but it takes a lot. You just can't give up, okay? So I'm not going to take up too much time sitting here and popping every one of these. We're going to move along, okay? All right, I'm trying to read here. The signs that you see basically are, it'll start to turn color on you. You'll start to see color or that it opens up. It actually, if you go back and look at some of my videos from a while back, I was doing them, the top, the actual cotyledon will begin to open. That's a sign. You'll see it. It starts to grow. You know, it's very obvious when you have a healthy embryo, it starts to do something the next day. Like I said, I pop it in, I come in the next morning, and I pretty much know within a day or two, it doesn't take too long, if it's going to do something. If it starts growing the tail out, I will take that tail and I'll poke it down in the medium just gently. I don't want to smash it or break it. I don't want to bury the whole thing. I just put that little gentle tip right down in the media. That's how I got the AK-47. Exactly how. Okay? So it's just a matter of cracking that seed. Don't split it in half. Be patient. Put it right into the media. And if it's going to be, if it's a good seed, if there's any life left in it, it should sprout. It's a pain in the butt, but well worth it. The AK-47, like I said, I went through a lot of genetics, man, but it's well worth it, okay? So, next step. Bear with me one second here. I'm just going to put my genetics in here. I'm going to work on these when we're off camera, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me do every single one because it takes a lot of time. I can usually crack one about every 2.5 to 5 minutes, which it's a pain, but well worth it. Just the tip, yes. Okay, so we got one embryo in. You got to see that. Usually, after I'm done with my tools, I have bleach and I have sterile water. Your tools, after everything, every time you touch a plant or a seed, sterilize your tools. That's part of the sterilization contamination protocol. Most of the time we get infection because our tools, your some sort of debris, or you didn't sterilize them well. That's where most of the infection comes from your tools, from improper sterilizing your area, and obviously no hood. Okay, PPM. Yes, I use PPM. I've heard good and bad things about PPM. Adding it can be an issue, but use it. I use about 1.5 to 2 mils in 1,000 milliliters of water. When we're making the media, yes, we use PPM. That is a plant preservative mixture. It's basically antibacteria, antifungus. So it helps you get, your cultures without having too much fungus, because you really have to almost kill these things in the sterilization process. It looks like they're almost dead after you do the bleach and the alcohol, right? That's what it requires to fully sterilize a plant, to keep it in culture. Otherwise, if you miss a little bit of the surface sterilization, it grows in that media super quick, and you got to change the media. Subculturing is changing the media often, very often, okay? Excuse me. All right, are you guys ready to move along to sterilizing some plants and putting them in culture? Tissue culturing in your garage can be difficult. Buy a hood. They've got hoods on Amazon for $200. That's all it is. It's not the best, but it'll get you started, okay? Yeah, the garage, you can't be working around pets and carpet. It's tough. All right, let me see. All right, everybody still there? What should we see? Okay. All right, gonna move along here, guys. So, who's got plants to work on? Give me a pair of scissors out of there. Who's got plants? Did you guys bring some plants in to sterilize? So, you're gonna want to prepare bleach, 300 mils of sterile water, and you're going to throw in 30 mils of bleach inside that water right here. You bought a kit from me. In here, I have 300 mils of water, and I have 30 mils of bleach, okay? Yes, an 8x8 grow tent, that works great. Put a good little HEPA filter in there, you'll be fine. Exactly. Most of the work takes place under the hood. So if your room's even a little bit dirty, once they're in the culture, they're pretty much safe. You just want the temperature to be good, okay?
Yeah, for working from home, tent's nice.
Yeah, tent's nice from home. So we have our bleach. Most important part right here. 300 mils of bleach, 300 mils of water with 30 mils of bleach. I added on roughly about 0.5 mil of between 20. Helps the bleach absorb, okay? That's what we're going to soak in. And then I've got non-detergent Aquette. Basically 1 mil of the solution in 300 mils of water. That's kind of standard, okay?
Everybody asks, so let's just show them real quick, please.
This stuff.
We don't use regular soap.
Not regular soap. A hood, a laminar flow hood, is a hood you work inside of that basically it's a sterilized box.
I'm gonna take them to the hood.
She's gonna show you a picture right now.
Taking you to the hood.
She's gonna take you to the hood real quick, okay? So we've got some pieces here.
This is triple the size of a
If you don't have something to shake in, you can sterilize it in this. If you don't have an orbital shaker, or if you have a mason jar, that will work just fine. But you can use, if you bought a kit for me, you can soak and sterilize inside of one of these, or you can get yourself a little mason jar, whatever you have, okay? I'm not sure what NADCC is. No, the hood is the most important part. If you get a laminar flow hood, that's everything. You can get a small one or a big one, doesn't matter, but the hood is everything. Yeah, it's a downdraft hood. Thank you, F1 Genetics. I appreciate that, brother. Yes, it's a downdraft. It's basically pulling air from the top and it's blowing it at you, so there's no contaminants inside of the area. It's really cool. So make your bleach water, 300 mils of water, 30 mils of bleach, and a little bit of between 20. And then our soap, we're going to use the 300 mils of water with a little bit of the Aquette. And you can use 0.5 mil to 1 mil.
Don't use Dawn dish soap, please.
No Dawn dish soap, none of that business. That stuff will just dry the shit out of your plants, okay? And then I'm just going to trim it down. I don't want a bunch of these big old leaves on here. It's pretty much just the twigs of the plant is all we want left. Just the basics. Very simple, okay? That right there is a piece. That's a piece. And then we'll cut this one up here. That's like 3 pieces. And if you want, I'm going to sterilize in here just to show you, you can do it in the little tiny piece, okay? I suggest at least like 6 pieces at a time. I don't want to do 2 or 3. I'm going to do like 6 pieces here, okay? Joe Barrett, it's not working. Go back to the link in my bio, re-hit it. The confirmation has the link. I apologize for the pain in the butt.
But if you restart it, I'll let you in.
Yeah, we've had several people restart it and they got in. Okay, some more right here. We're going to take this. This is about 3 pieces I'm going to utilize. I'm going to take this one right here. Take this one, and I'm going to take this one a little bit bigger, okay? I'm only going to do these right here right now because I don't have this little shaker. I'm trying to demonstrate at home for you guys that don't have a big orbital shaker. We can put these right inside of here just like this. Very simple, okay? Got my soap water right here, a little bit of soap. About halfway full, okay? Aket, that's it. Aket is basically a non-detergent. It doesn't have phosphates and bad stuff in it, okay? Here's the thing. The longer your pieces can be, the better. But since you're putting it in the test tube and you're putting it in here, you're kind of limited on how big. Unless you use the containers like I use in the lab, the big 32-ounce yogurt cups, then you can have big pieces. We've got to do a little bit smaller pieces because you're limited by your containers and what's in here, okay? So you got to. This will give you a good idea about how big your pieces are going to be. All right. So I've got my soapy water. Here we go. This is it. Shaky, shaky. You got it. Heritage. Shaky, shaky. 10 minutes, 15 minutes of this. So get your little timer. Sit here for 10, 15 minutes. Go have yourself a dab or bong hit. Grab some food or something. Keep shaking it. That's all you're going to do.
You don't want no hot sauce on it.
No hot sauce?
No hot sauce on it.
Fizan 20? Absolutely not.
No.
No. The orbital shaker makes it really nice because that's when you just put this on there, you walk away, you go do some other stuff.
And it doesn't even shaking, the orbital shaker does.
Yes, the dichlor, you can do that. Look, just stick with regular bleach. There's all kinds of other options, and I know it may sound gentler, this and that. This has worked great. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. This bleach has been very, very effective for us. A lot of the time, I'm not sure if that's more expensive or how it works, but no, this is not the bleach. This is soap. The first thing we do in the sterilization is soap. We're shaking it. We're just washing it off. This is the first thing we're doing to decontaminate the plant from its surface contaminants.
Let me do a zoom. They say they couldn't see the letters. There you go. You see it? Oh, now you can see it. Quet. Now everybody can see it.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate you watching. No, don't use dish soap.
No
dish soap.
Right here.
Walmart bleach is fine. Just you can't get the stuff that has the anti-splash. It's got to be
no scent.
No scent.
No scent.
No splash business. It's got to be the regular basic bleach.
This is lab soap. Lab soap only.
Listen, we're going to have a little contest here. Whoever has the first rooted culture, we're going to do a giveaway. Someone's going to win a free class, okay? That's worth some money. So there's incentive here to whoever gets the first rooted plant. If you bought a kit and you can send us
better than money,
one of your plants and it's rooted, someone's going to win a contest. So some good incentive here to get a plant to root and get it to work, okay? So, and I'm going to show you what mine are doing. So you're going to watch me. And we're all going to be on the same wavelength here, okay? So again, we just need about 10 minutes of this. I'm going to speed it up because we don't want to wait for the sake of time, okay? But you're going to essentially rinse your plant. Don't need the digital shaker. You don't need all that fancy shit. You got it right here.
Not yet, yeah.
You can do it later when you're wanting to step up your game and you're wanting to do millions of plants. Then you want to get big hood, big autoclave, all that fancy shit, okay? So I'm going to rinse it. Just like this. Just let it drain out. Real simple. That's it. Super fancy. Alcohol. 70%. not diluted. I'm going to literally spray this on. The soap, 1/2 ml to 1 ml in 300 mils of water, okay? If you do too much, you're going to sit there and rinse it for an hour. You just need enough to get a little bit sudsy in there. We tend to overdo it on everything. Don't be so gung-ho to soap the shit out of it. 1/2 ml, a couple drops goes a long way. Try it and see what works, okay? You just want to look at how sudsy that is. That's kind of over sudsy if you ask me. I don't have to rinse that, okay?
That is a lot.
So alcohol, 70%. All I'm going to do is 2 little squirts.
Directly in the test tube.
Directly in. That's it. There's my alcohol. And if I want, I'm going to close it for 2 seconds. I don't want it on here for more than a minute. Just a little quick shake. Done.
Empty.
That's it.
Okay. No soaking.
No soaking. I don't want to soak them. I didn't mean to dump them out like that. My bad. Okay. No soaking though. And now all I'm going to do is a quick little rinse of this sterile water. You don't have sterile. I actually do. If you bought the kit, you got sterile water, okay? Because you don't want to put bleach directly onto alcohol because it makes a nasty chemical.
Someone asked if they could put tap water. Hell no.
No, don't use tap water. That'll reinfect your plant.
Hell to the no.
Okay, I'm just shaking it with some distilled will work. If you don't have sterile water, distilled will work, but distilled water's got nasty shit in it. Okay? So I just wanted to get a little bit of that alcohol off of there. That's all I did. Rinsed off the alcohol. There's still suds on it. Doesn't matter, okay? Now, I'm simply going to take my bleach. We've done our soap. We've done our alcohol. Now we're going to take our bleach, 300 mils of water to 30 mils of bleach with a little bit of tween 20. And again, the tween 20 is about 1/2 mil.
For all the comments saying they can't get on YouTube, just re-register, link in bio, re-register, or watch from here.
Bleach, okay? We got the bleach on. This is important. You start a timer or something. I don't want it in here for more than 10 minutes, and I want it rinsed by 15. So 10 minutes of agitation, back under either the hood, or you're going to rinse it quickly right here. 5 sterile waters, rinsing it. That's it. Into the container, okay? What makes the water sterile? No, it's basically an autoclave cooks the water for 20 minutes. I think it's like 125 degrees, or is it 225? I can't remember. I should know that.
225.
225. It's cooking the water at 225 degrees for 20 minutes under pressure. That's what sterile waters is. Sterile water is cooked water under pressure. And the better water you use going in, the better your water will be at the end, okay? RO water or distilled, either one are fine as long as they're autoclaved. But you can do this right now if you don't have sterile water. I'm just telling you guys that distilled water, anything other than autoclaved water has shit in it, and you're just washing your plant basically in feces.
And parasitic water.
Parasitic shit water, okay? So again, all we're doing is 10 minutes of bleach. Make sure you don't do more than 10 minutes.
I'm going to show you what an autoclave looks like real quick.
I want the bleach off of here within 15 minutes. So after 10 minutes, I'm quickly going to rinse it, okay? So I'm not going to do it the whole time. I want 10 minutes. Just to speed it up here. Sorry, my damn nose. Of course, I'm on camera. My nose won't stop fucking itching. Stupid bitches. Okay. ISO alcohol. Yes, no problem.
So we cook the water in there.
Trying to read here. Bear with me, guys.
Okay.
You can use RO water and sterilize it. Yes. Yes, this is bleach water in the tube. 10 minutes. Okay. 10 minutes. I'm speeding it up a little bit for the sake of time. Okay. It's gonna drain it.
That's an autoclave. Water must be cooked in there to be sterilized.
All right. I'm gonna rinse it. Now we're just gonna rinse it off. Having a hood is vital, honestly. If you're gonna do this, anything serious, get yourself a hood. You can find them on Amazon for $200 for something that'll work. You can get an autoclave for $200. You can build a lab for less than $1,000. Okay, I don't want to hear any excuses. Get an autoclave. You're gonna have to cook media eventually. You're gonna.
Yeah, somebody asked if they could use a food sterilizer.
Yep.
I said, yeah.
Yep, as long as the temperature gets up to
As long as it goes
225,
225,
no
they can
problem.
use it.
Okay,
In a bottle
this is
sterilizer.
2. This is my second rinse, okay? That's it. This is what sterilization is. It's not complicated. It's not rocket science. It's protocol.
Yes, RO water over distilled by far, but you still have to sterilize it.
Okay, that's 3 right here. All right, so we're just rinsing off our plants. We're going to do 5 times. I want 5 rinses. It's important to get all the shit off, okay? One more after this. And normally, you want to clean all this crap up. Thank you. Sorry. You don't want debris and shit all over your plate, okay? Clean up any debris because it's gnarly.
Yeah, normally this is not bad.
Thank goodness I have a helper today. All right. One last final shake. This is it. That's it. That's 5 rinses in sterile water right there. I'm not under the hood. Don't care. You're going to see how mine turn out. If mine root before yours, I win. So I want you guys to do the same thing. I want you to post it. I want to see your results. I want to see who is going to get the first rooted plant. 15 to 20 minutes. Okay?
And that only goes for people who bought the kit.
Yeah, if you don't have the kit, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. That contest was for only people who bought the kit.
Yeah, because if you don't have the kit, good luck
Trying to do this all.
getting it to root. Okay, I forgot real quick. I forgot a step. My bad. I'm going to take my scalpel and remove my bleached ends. Almost forgot, okay? I'm just going to remove my bleached ends. Only a small bit. I'll show you how much I'm removing. I removed that much of the bleached end, okay? I don't want a bleached end. Here's the piece that's going to go in the test tube. That right there. I could remove a little bit of that leaf, but it's okay. I'm not going to do that. This one here is good to go. I'm going to cut this one down just so it fits inside the container better. This one, just going to remove a few more leaves on that one. The bleach on this one. Again, I'm using pieces right here. That's what I'm putting inside the tube. About 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. 1.25 inches piece, okay? I'm going to take this one and turn it into 2 pieces. Remove the bleached end. Here we go. So now I've got all my pieces with the bleached ends removed. Now I can take my tube. I'm simply going to hold it upside down so I'm not letting a bunch of shit fall inside of it. I'm going to grab it with my tweezers here. Just like that. That's it. And we're going to stick it in there and bury it about 1/4 inch. Put the cap on. Let me get that so you can see that in there. Did I get it upright? I think I did. I did a pretty good job of getting it upright. That's it. There's your plant in culture. Chances are it'll work and you ain't going to have any trouble. Then again, you may get massive infection. The people who bought 2 kits, you're going to be able to subculture because you got plenty of media. So that's the only thing is if you start doing this, it's good to have a few plant or a few extra mediums because you're going to get infection and you're going to want a subculture, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and grab a few more pieces here and do them right along with it because, again, I'm playing in this contest too. And we're going to do an update, and I'm going to show you guys. If you guys want to purchase a kit, go to the link in my bio. You can get a kit. You can contact me after you purchase it, and we'll help you operate it. Another piece right here. We're going to simply take this. That's it right there. Cover it up as fast as you can. You don't want it sitting out here. I'm in a lab, so it's a little bit different, okay? But I'm trying to show you. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see that? That's it right there. That is initiating nodes into culture. Super. What's that? Damn, that went by quick, didn't it? Well, we had a little bit of time lagging on the beginning, okay? So I have all these pieces here. I'm going to go ahead and do. Now I'm going to show you something just so you have it, okay? If I have a lot of pieces, I can do the round, okay? Another one in there. The more you can do, the better chance of survival, okay? You're going to have something survive. I like to put a bunch in. Now, if I've got 10 or 15, the round comes in handy, okay? And I had a client that got a kit, and it arrived just battered, okay? The kit came, it was all jello-y, melted basically. You got to put this in hot water for 5 or 10 minutes and remelt it. It's basically jello. If it breaks up in the kit, melt it. Don't open it. Let it cool off. It's jello. It'll reharden up. It'll be good to go again, okay? So if you've got more, I'm going to pop this open.
Oh, and you don't need to dunk the whole thing. You can get the hot water and only put half of it in.
Yeah, I only go, no, you don't got to dunk the whole thing. I put enough water that the gel, like a ½ inch of gel, I just want the water line around the gel, okay?
No dunking.
No dunking. Now all I'm doing is throwing these in here quick, and they're going to be a little bit loose in here. It's not a big deal. As long as they're in here, you're good to go. You'll come back later on and stand them up. Okay? Get that closed up. Bam. This is the one I use if I have more pieces, okay? If I only have a couple singles, you can put them in the tubes. Easy. I don't want you to fill up all your tubes, though, because you're going to need a couple to do subculturing. Once you start monitoring this within the next 72 hours, if you get cloudy or if you get contamination, you got to take it out. You got to remove that nasty stuff without taking too much of the plant and put it into a new test tube, okay? Wipe down everything with alcohol. Sterilize everything. I mean, you have to really look at that cheat sheet I sent out and follow it to the T, okay? But the round for bigger, more plants, the test tubes for a few singles. Don't use all your test tubes. Leave enough. That way, if you have a problem, you have another tube to put them into, okay? All right. Who has questions? Sterilization for the cuttings. We just went through all that. It is bleach. It is soap. It is alcohol. Very simple protocol, okay?
Not dish soap. Please
Not dish soap. Don't use dish soap. This stuff right here.
Lab soap.
Lab soap. Once it's rooted in the test tube, barring it gets no infection, I can leave them in there for a year. That's the beauty of this. It'll sit in there. But the chances are you're going to get an infection. Once I have them in there, you can store them. They're sterile. You can put them anywhere in your room. Once the lid's on it, I can take this into a nasty garage or anywhere. It doesn't matter. As long as the temperature is reasonable, within 80 to 70 degrees, I can store this in my kitchen. It's not going to get an infection. If you open it, it will. But the temperature is the most important part after you do this. 73 degrees is ideal, okay? Yes, it is. This is all in my book. So basically, that's a plant right there in culture now. I could just let this thing sit in here. I'm going to monitor it for infections. If it gets an infection, I'm going to take it out, and you can actually stick it in the bleach again. That little, the tip where it gets nasty, make the same bleach solution, dunk it in there for about maybe a minute, 2 minutes, rinse it in sterile water. It's re-sterilized, put it back in a fresh tube. That's what subculturing is. It's taking out an infection or a problem, cleaning it, putting it back in. Transferring out of the tube, you simply take it out with your, I will come in here, tweezers, pull it out. I can swirl it around in my bleach concentrate and then rinse it in some sterile water and put it back in a fresh tube. The tissue culture kit comes with instructions, but mainly I have all this on my platform that allows you guys access to it, okay? Any other questions? I know you got a bunch.
No scented bleach.
Yes, the kit, that is W, water. The T20 is tween 20. P is peroxide. Bleach. B is the bleach. P is peroxide. What else is in there? Alcohol.
You're the best.
Agar is a misunderstood term. Agar is really the hardening agent that you put into your media. It's really called agar media. Media is the food source. Agar is what makes the media firm. That's what turns your liquid jello into a hard patty, okay? And that is really critical. The agar is important.
And it's not the same as food grade agar that we use for jello.
No.
Because a lot of people have asked that. No.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, who said hi, Mom? Shay. Hey, Shay. So yeah, huge difference. Not kitchen gelatin that we.
I don't know D. I can't imagine what. I don't know. I had it. I don't think there's D. Detergent maybe. Soap. That's weird.
Show us the bottle.
Show me the bottle if you can. Take a picture and send it to me, and I'll tell you what it is.
Because I don't know what would be D.
All right, so
D for ding dong.
That's the beauty of tissue culture. They don't require a ton of light. They can have a single LED until they start progressing, but they'll sit in the dark and they'll still grow because the carbon in the medium, the sugar in the medium, they can sit in the dark. They won't die. They still photosynthesize and grow even without light. Okay. This is a much slower process than regular growing. So a single T5 or a single LED is phenomenal. Acclimation comes after you get roots. That's simply pulling it out, putting it into, where one of my cup goes? That right there, cup. This is what I use to harden. It's got a vented lid. I transfer the rooted plant into a Rockwell cube. It goes into a vented lid for 5 to 7 days, and then it's ready to go grow. Yes, the video will be up for you to watch. It's going to be short time, I think only 24, 48 hours.
Show where it started and how much food it's eaten.
Yeah, here's one you can see how much food it's eaten in there.
See the line where it
You can see the line where it started. This one's been in here since June 8th. It's been in there for a minute. But this plant right here could be divided into about 50 to 100 pieces. This is the multiplication stage right here. Every one of these nodes could be taken out and made into a plant. If you guys get plants for me from staying for the entire event, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get basically a node. But it cuts off 6 months out of your growing time because I've done all the hard work for you. You simply got to let it grow and root and multiply it. Sweet. All right, so here again, this is actually when I threw the embryo in. I didn't mean to do that, but I got the embryo. I don't know if you can see it, but the embryo is inside here too. So we're going to watch the embryo and the culture. It'll be interesting to see if we get an infection because we just did all of this without a hood, okay? So I'm going to be showing you guys for the next couple days updates on everything I've done here without the hood, and you'll see if we get an infection, what happens, what to do. All right. Here's the hardened plant right here. This is a plant that's been in here for a few days, and that is a tissue cultured plant that's hardening off, ready to go. And I say ready to go because as soon as it pokes a new white root out the side of the rock wool, that's usually my indicator. I start pulling the top off and we're ready to rock and roll. Let's hear some sun cake from Colorado. Sunset sherbet and wedding cake, old school.
My favorite.
So that's the hardening. That's what you do after the plant's been in culture for some time, okay? How do you clean your tools? Right here. This is how I clean my tools. I have sterile water. I have bleach. Every time I use my tools, it goes right into the bleach for at least a minute, okay?
And your bead sterilizer.
I use a bead sterilizer for people. That's like $1,200, but the bead sterilizer, I use this first. The bleach for 15-minute minimum. You really want 15 seconds minimum. You want 30 to 60 seconds, okay, for the bleach. Rinsed in sterile water, and then it goes into my bead sterilizer for 15 seconds. That's like 500 degrees. That's how you really want to clean your tools. But if you don't have a bead sterilizer, just the alcohol, sterile water, and wipe it off with a paper towel.
Once again, the sterile water is not tap water. This has been heated in the autoclave.
Yeah, so if you want good sterile tools, you use sterile water. Sterile water is gold, man. You got to get an autoclave. You'll find that it's worth it because your seeds will all pop, or you'll get better results anyway. They don't get that funk, okay? Yeah, if you stay all the way to the end, everybody who stays at the end, you're going to get a link. Got to pay for shipping. I'm not covering the shipping. This plant's expensive. I put a lot into it, but you're going to have to pay for shipping. You cover the shipping.
You're lucky that you're getting this.
Yeah, she don't let giveaway shit. I'm the giveaway guy.
Did not agree with this, so you guys are lucky.
Heritage, teach us how to germinate your 20-year-old seeds. We just did it. I soak it for 24 hours. If it doesn't pop, I crack the shell out right here. I put it into the agar and we wait. There's not much more you can do. If you've got a viable seed, it should show some activity within 2 to 3 days. If it doesn't, you're kind of out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
The embryo rescue, again, there's no secret in the embryo rescue kit. It's the water, it's the peroxide. If you can even get a tail to poke out, your chances of success are much greater inside of some healthy gel, sterile, than in a rockwool cube or soil. I've done it. I've tried everything numerous times. I can keep these in TC for a year. I have stuff in here right now that's been in culture for over a year. I haven't touched it one single time. I can take it out and multiply it into scalable plants within 2 to 3 weeks. Easy. So they can stay in culture for up to a year. You don't want to leave them in too long because they can become weird. I like to take them out, run them outside in the sun into a new mom. If I want to put it back in culture, I do it at that point. After it's been grown out, I'll take fresh pieces off of a plant that's been grown outside and I'll reculture it. I'll leave it in there for 1 to 2 years. You just don't want to leave your plants in culture forever. They got to come out once in a while. But leaving them in there for a year, I can store all my plants in here and quit growing, move, and start back. Everything. This is insurance in a bottle. It's ridiculous how effective it is to have your plants. Our lab caught on fire.
Yes, it did.
And the fire department covered all of our rack of stuff. Not a single plant was lost. We were able to restart. So, you know, if you've got to move, if you got issues, having your plants locked in culture has changed the game for us. It's crazy. Inked Mom. Yes, this is Inked Mom. If it pops, I do take it out of the shell. I feel like the shell is infectious. The shells tend to be, it's weird, but if the shell lays on the medium, the shell itself will get infected, where the embryo doesn't. Yes, if you're doing meristems, absolutely. A microscope is 100% necessary. You have to get a decent microscope because we're cutting stuff so small, it's ridiculous. You got to have good eyes. It's tough. We are using a rooting and shooting media. This is one that I developed that does everything in one. I know people go, oh, you can't do that. This is a mixture with the cytokine and an auxin, very low doses, but this pretty much will cover initiation, it'll multiply, and it will root. So you got all three in one bottle. What happened?
Time's up.
Time's up.
Yep.
Hey, we're out. Sorry, guys. We just got cut off of the YouTube. 1 hour. Ixnay.
Bye.
So there's a lot more questions. I know people have a lot more things to talk about. We're having another webinar in like 2 weeks. It'll be better prepared. This one was kind of thrown together. A lot of the stuff wasn't working as far as the links, etc. But hopefully,
But we do have a class.
yes,
A tissue culture class at the last week of September, and I have one seat open. One seat open, so whoever's down, they better DM him or me or let me know who that last seat is.
yes, Heritage. I appreciate all the feedback. A lot of the mold, again, cannabis is a filthy plant. It is absolutely filthy, and it tends to literally, you put it in culture, and it just grows everything. So that's why the sterilization process, it may seem simple, but you can use pure bleach, but it's not necessary. It's a waste, and it'll degrade your tools super quick. I have to purchase new tools often because the bleach and the heat destroys my tools, okay?
Yeah, thank you for your generosity.
Dude, hey, we appreciate everybody watching. I hope I got enough in to cover for you guys. We're going to have some more webinars coming up, but if you want some more information about the tissue culture kit, or you want to come into our LA lab and learn yourself, there's links in our bio. Hit Miss Pacalolo up, Inked Mom. She'll talk to you about what we got, or you can hit me in the DM. But I've got lots of links in my Instagram bio if you're interested in upgrading your tissue culture skills. If you want to just jump in at a low price, or you want something high ticket, you can step in and run your own lab. We have that. We want to see people successful. We appreciate everybody coming in. We're grateful. Yes, absolutely. If you have more questions, hit me in the DM when this is over, and I'll be glad to shoot you some information and help you out. I want to help you guys out. I appreciate everybody who's jumped on and done this.
Yeah, they can call either one of us, and we'll be more than
We're
happy to
always
have a
available. We're not going to
conversation.
gatekeep. We want to help you guys, okay? And again, don't be afraid to experiment. This way, we're not saying this way is the best. It's worked for us. It's not easy by any means, okay?
But don't be afraid to ask.
but I have saved some killer strains, man, that if I would have otherwise lost, I'd be pissed. I've got some expensive strains. I don't want to lose them. The kits are gold. It's helped me. I have AK-47 right now that I haven't ran it yet, but I'm so excited I don't care. It worked. So more questions, hit us on the DM. Check out the links in our bio for more of our classes we offer. If you want an online course or if you want to come into our lab and learn one-on-one with me, we would love to have you, okay? We're going to have another webinar soon. Keep an eye out. Thank you very much, Heritage Seed Bank, brother. I appreciate